Hi everyone, I'm the plant propagator and welcome to my channel. Today, as you can tell from the background noise and what's behind me, that I am in the laboratory here in Southwest Florida. You should be able to hear the hood noises from the hood running in the background. And it's been a little bit of an interesting and frustrating morning for me. So I've been working with transfers of all of my different orchid seeds and seedlings, and I've been doing just a number of other things in the lab. And as I was working in the laboratory this morning, and as I was going through everything that I have, I just kind of questioned a lot of the things that I'm doing and what I like to do here and what I'm not so happy about doing. So the past couple of weeks I've been doing a lot of my own flasking, but I also been doing flasking for some of my colleagues. And we have different views and interests on what types of orchids we like and what types of things that really interest us. I like working on the cultivated orchids, the big orchids, the big, beautiful, fragrant cattleya flowers are my favorite. And then many of my colleagues, they like working with the natives. So I put the natives in cultures and I do things with them. And the natives, again, have the reputation for being, special and rare, and because you can't find them much anymore. I call them not as beautiful as the flowers that I like to grow, but there's whole different things. And the question then is kind of like, what kind of rare should we be going for in the laboratory, and what should we be adding to our orchid collections? So, again, many of the orchids that I work on are not very rare. Many of them that I have are clones, so there's many copies of that specific variety of Grex and beyond of orchid that I have and that I work with and that I like growing. And these are proven really vigorous plants and good growers. Now, those are the plants that I buy from the orchid growers. What I have in the laboratory are crosses that I make between these plants in order to get something a little bit more unusual. And the reality of this is what I want to talk about today is, what kind of rare should we be looking for? What kind of rare are you in your plant growing or in your orchid growing? So, I have orchids here in these plates where I put and each one of these, what I was getting to is that each one of the individuals here, because these are from seed, each one of these individuals is unique. All right, they have unique genetics. They're going to be looking similar, but they're not clones. They're from seed, so each one of these is going to be unique. So this is a fowl cross that I made, and I've got, just in this plate, I have thousands of seedlings. And this is great. And I think I have about a dozen plates like this. So I've got a lot of these fowls. Here's another cross that I made that will be, I'm sure there'll be a beautiful plant. Again, the plate is just full of these seedlings, and I have as many as I want, as many as I care to pick out, and I think I may have like 10 plates of this. So these are great. And again, with this one, it's a wide cross. Each one of these individuals are unique, but this cross is not, because of the number of seedlings that I have, this is not rare. These plants are, each one is unique, but they're not rare. Then I have, okay, this is another one of my crosses, and you can't tell. I'll take another close-up video of this, but there's very few of these seeds actually germinated, and the ones that germinated that formed protocorms, not many of them are developing, but there's enough for me, and this is what I like. Is when I make a cross, and this is Pratum Green Holly which is a clone. And then this is crossed with Odom's Grand Delight, which is just a cross. It's not a clone. Odom's Grand Delight I don't think has been awarded yet, but Pradham Green Holly has been awarded. But again, I made this cross. This is, I think, going to be a big, beautiful, multiple times a year bloomer. This is going to be a great plant. And I went through these plates and pulled out maybe about 25 or 30 seedlings that looked good, that I think, and I'm real happy with it. So I was excited to have this. Then I also have stuff like this. So this is, but you can't see anything on here. I'm not going to take a close-up because there's nothing to see. This is actually a seed that is forming protocorms of the ghost orchid. And there are very few of these plants that exist in the wild. This is actually progeny from a plant that was grown from seed by a colleague at the University of Florida. And it was grown in this location. The plant flowered, it was selfed. I was given a capsule that the owner didn't have very much hope for, but there's a lot of nice, it's only been like a week and a half, and there's already protocorms forming from the ghost orchid. There's a lot there. There's dirty seed, but again, I'm going to get, I think, a lot of ghost orchid seedlings from this. And I'm excited about this, but there's no leaves on this plant. They're not that easy to grow. The flowers are small, short bloom. The flowers are beautiful, but people like this because it's so rare in the wild. I think you should be able to clone this. In fact, there are laboratories that have cloned this, but I've generated, there's a lot of seeds in here, and this was a small capsule, and there's a lot of seeds in here. And people like it, and that's fine. And then I have this one right here, and this is another native, and I got this last week, and this is one of the, I hate to say this, but it's true, it's one of the, you could say not beautiful or ugliest native orchid flowers that I've seen. And I was given a tube that had about 50 seeds in the tube that was wild collected. And it's like, oh, jeez, okay. But this guy was really excited about them, so I prepped the seed. I put them in the tubes, and actually the seed in the dishes, and the seeds look really good. So the embryos within the seeds of this really rare orchid, the seeds looked really good. And then I looked this week, and of course there's little fungal colonies growing everywhere because the seed source, it's wild collected. They were just really dirty. So I went through there and I picked out individual seed. Orchid seeds are tiny. I picked it out with the tip of a very fine scalpel underneath this microscope. I worked really hard for this not pretty native orchid that's pretty rare, and it's fine, but I'd rather spend my time working on the ones that have the big beautiful flowers. So that's really the story that I have today. I want to be in between the stuff where there's just a lawn of orchids. This is even the lawn. It's going to be beautiful. I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful flower. And this one that's the really rare native that I have so few seeds of, that I'm sure that I'll get some of these guys to form protocorms. I'll get plants back from them, and potentially I'll clone them too. But it's just these people get, and maybe you're one of those, get all excited about these rare orchids, whereas I like unusual and unique individuals, which I'm generating as well. Again, so I want to be in between. I want to get the orchids that where I make a cross and I'll get a lot of seeds, and only a few of those, a few means 100 will form plants. Just because I don't have room for growing that many orchids here, so I give them away and sell them to orchid friends and colleagues. But then I also have the ones that are a little more common. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I just wanted to share this information with you. And if you'd like to comment to me what kind of rare person, if you're a rare orchid person, and what kind of rare you are, and if I'm crazy for not loving the rare orchids, you know, let me know. Scold me. It's fine. I can handle it. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you want to see more of my videos, it would help me out if you can click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. Okay, with my rare orchids and my common orchids, that's all I have for today. Again, I hope you enjoyed my video, and happy propagating.